Welcome back, guys. Sorry I've been away for so long. I will admit I do have an addiction. I enjoy playing badass video games, so Star Wars Battlefront and Division have been my addiction for the past couple months. So that's probably why you haven't seen me that much. But I'm back, and I'm ready to show you my new Greeble Pro Pack update. It is kind of a minor update. It's more optimization, speed things up for you. As you can see on the picture here, this is rendered out in the new Substance Painter 2. A beautiful eye-ray render that you can now do inside the program and render resolutions beyond the viewport, which is just totally awesome. And this is something that we're going to be able to create really quick inside Substance Painter 2. But first, I want to take you inside ZBrush and show you the new generator. Okay, so here we are inside ZBrush, 4R7 patch 3. Make sure you're up to date there. The generator likes to be in at least patch 2. Will not work in patch 1 or any previous versions of ZBrush. So let's open him up. You should have received an email if you've already purchased the Pro Pack for a free download link so you can get the new update. The new update should be 1_2 Greeble Generator. And if you notice, if you look at your previous version, it is substantially less. It is about, I think the previous one was about 80 to 90 megabytes. Now it's 29 megabytes. So I've drastically reduced the size of the file, so which is going to be quite nice inside a 32-bit version of 4R7. So there's nothing different about it. I just found some junk files that I had inside the program or inside the project file, and so I got rid of them. And now we have more room to add more stuff, which hopefully in the next month or two I can add some more functionality to the generator for you. And speaking of functionality, you now have a new set of macros. So hopefully you have them installed correctly. And let's open up macros. And now you should have the new Greeble folder here with 8 new Zscripts. It will replace the previous one, which was like texture passes. You can throw that one away. You don't need that one anymore. It is actually replaced by this one right here, all maps. And it would do the same function, but it would be a little bit faster. Instead of going through all the nanomesh indexes, it just turns off the colorization of each subtool. So it makes a lot of these scripts a lot faster. And now you have the ability to render out each individual map without having to do all maps at once. So each one, you can click it and it will show you, it will generate the map for you. So say like I just want a depth. Click depth, done. You see this little node up here? It means it's done. Okay, you go over here, there is your depth pass. So depth is the fastest out of all of them. Your slowest ones will be shaded and AO. Your other ones won't take as long, so say like I need to have a normal. So I'll click on normal, it'll run the paces real quick, turning off all the colorization. And then it will change the material, render it, and then it'll reset everything back to where you found it. So here it is rendering right now, and then it'll reset the action, and everything will go, and then we can start all over again. So all in all, it is a lot faster than it used to be. And there we go, there is our normal over here, boom. So let's do a diffuse. It's quick and easy. This one doesn't have to turn off any colorization, just has to change your render settings is all that one's doing. So now you have just color, albedo, diffuse pass. Pretty quick and easy. So like I said, you can just click on all these and generate your individual maps that you want, or just click all maps and run through the process. It is a little bit faster, minus the rendering times. The rendering times are still the same. It's all dependent on your computer's capacity on how fast it can render things. So it's a lot faster for you, and I hope it makes it a little more, a lot easier for you to, generate your Greebles to get them into other programs. So there you go. I mean, I just rendered out those 4 different maps there in just a few minutes. It's pretty awesome. It's quick and easy. Let's see, what else did I want to show you? But everything's still the same. You can go into each individual subtool and change things. So we'll go in the tech panel there, open up our nanomesh, and we could just do a random seed real fast and change everything. Go to miscellaneous, random seed. Don't forget you can change your indexes there to change your look. It'll generate a different panel. Miscellaneous is definitely miscellaneous. So let me random seed him, see what we get. Cool. So a lot of you are already familiar with the generator. Those of you that haven't seen it before, definitely go back to my demo video from I think it was like November 2015, something like that, early November. So to get a little more insight in it. But yeah, that's basically it. If you change things around, definitely make sure you reset your texture box over here. Either that, or you'll have 2 or 3 depth passes, 2 or 3 curve passes. Yeah, so just reset it every time you do a new Greeble. Just food for thought there. So let me generate a new depth. Boom, done, and there it is. Cool. Alrighty, so let's go play inside Substance Painter real fast, and we'll take some of the sample ones inside the Greeble Pro Pack right now, and we will generate something really cool. So give me just a minute, and we will be inside Substance Painter 2. Alright, here we are inside Substance Painter 2. Been a long time waiting for this particular version. Right now I've got the demo version of it, but it works. It's the full program, but I just wanted to test it out, make sure my system can handle it. Like I said in previous videos, I got an older rig, so yeah, I always want to be sure before I invest some money into getting new programs lately. So here we are in here. The UI's changed around just a little bit. Still not too hard to figure out. So let's go ahead and do a simple. We'll go ahead and do a simple use of the Greebles inside Substance Painter 2 real quick. So go to File, New, and what we want to do is select Mesh. And in the Pro Pack, there's Sample Objects, Objects. You can go to this one called Polygon, click him, and we want to add, and this is Add in Textures is what we're doing here. And in here, the images won't be in there. That's just something of my own. But Sample Greebles, go to 4, and we're going to do the same one that I showed you at the beginning here. I need to grab all these, except this one right here. Accidentally put him in there, sorry. That was from testing out things and forgot to get rid of that little guy. But everything but this PM3D sweep profile is the same as the shaded. But go ahead and open them up and then click OK. And what we should have is a big square. And that's it. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Continuing on. It's just a single polygon here, but it's perfect for setting up your Greebles and getting the texture just right for you. So, and then we can actually change the mesh in between time here in a minute, but I wanted to get it set it up this way for you. So go to Texture Set Settings down here in this little tab right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to get all our normal maps and all that stuff there. Go back over to your shelf here and click over to where it says Textures. And the first one right off the bat, our AO, is right there. Be kind of nice if it actually sorted it for you. That'd be kind of cool, but it does it alphabetical, so we're going to have to go search for them. Luckily, we know the names. So AO is the very first one, so we drag and drop it down into our AO. Select Ambient Occlusion. Okay, not too impressive yet, so let's go ahead and grab our normal. So just go in the search bar, hit N, and just normal. There we go. There it is. Click and grab it, and then apply it to your normal map. There you go. We're already seeing some cool effects there already. Let's finish up things here. We want to get material ID. We'll just do Matt. There we go. Got him. And put him in ID. We need our curves. So, curves. Let's see. I don't need anything else. So let's straighten them out there a little bit. Okay, so what we could do real quick to fill in like our position and world space normal, you can actually go to Bake Texture, turn off everything but your position and world space normal. Thickness has to do with subsurface scattering, so we're not messing with that. We just need position and world space normal, just so some of the smart materials will play nice with our Greeble. So go ahead and just bake textures and it'll generate it real fast, because it doesn't need any high resolution meshes to generate them. It actually just takes it from your normal, and then the position figures it out some way. So alright, so here we are now, and if you actually turn him around, you're not going to see him. So go ahead and under, oh, I knew where this was earlier. Display settings, no, viewer settings. There it is. Viewer settings, do shader, set of PBR metal rough, go down to PBR metal rough with alpha blending. There we go. So now you can actually see the backside of your polygon. Alright, so let's go ahead and add some smart materials to this. So if you go to Substance Share, you can grab this T800 metal here. I'll have a link in the description below. Basically, if you just click Substance Share website up here, it'll open that up real fast. And here we go. And smart materials. Yeah, see, it's one of the top ones up here. So it's pretty cool. And I think even mine is in here too. I think I have one in here. And it's a Greeble one I did a while back. But otherwise, you can just download that right there. It's by Jeremy Noger. Oh God, I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jeremy. But going back, and let's go, yeah, there we go. Substance Painter. There we go. So let's grab T800 and we're going to slap him right above layer 1. It'll generate it real fast. Already got a cool effect going on there. Let's change the light by shift and right clicking. And there we go. So, but nice thing is we want to layer this sucker up. So let's get some cool kind of coloration underneath here. And I was thinking let's do a chrome or a copper worn. Put that above the T800 metal. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. But we're going to fix that. We don't want the whole thing copper. So right click, add mask with color selection. That's where that material ID came in handy. So that right there, the ID channel. So now we've got this new color selection over here. Let's do pick color. And you can zoom in at the same time when you do this. You just can't move. So just a heads up there. So let's go ahead. What do we want to do? Maybe let's do this color here. Cool. And you can also add another one if you wanted. So we did that sort of, I'm hoping that's pink. So we can even do green. Okay, cool. I like that. So now let's do one more. Let's add, where's my favorite ones? Rubber tire. Rubber tire is always fun. Adds a little contrast to everything. So add mask or color selection. Pick color. And Maybe we do this yellow? Oh yeah, there we go. I like that. Pretty nifty. And all I'm doing to navigate is Alt is the biggest navigator of them all here. So hold down Alt, you do left click, it rotates the camera. If you do right click, it zooms in and out, as well as your mouse wheel. And if you do middle mouse, that pans the camera. So you kind of get used to it after a while. Of course, I run into a problem where I forget which program I'm in, and then I'm doing weird things in ZBrush, or I'm doing weird things in here, and I forget which program I'm in and trying to navigate. So, alright, so let's go ahead and add a... What I want to do here is actually, I'm going to move layer 1 up top. I want to add a fill. I want to turn off color, metal, rough, normal, height, and leave height on. And let's find our depth map, depth, and then plug it into uniform color. Doesn't do a whole lot. It actually makes it look a little bit better, to be honest. But if you do go into your channels, and we go to height, and now you can see that it's generating a height map on top of this. So when it renders out, it'll render out a nice height map to correspond with all your colors and all that. So to do displacements and stuff like that in other programs, it comes in super duper handy. But I need to fix that. For some reason, it always comes out wrong when I apply it on top. So we need to add a levels real quick. Change it to height real fast. And then we need to, there we go, bring it up. There we go. And then, yeah. So now I just hit M on the keyboard and bring it back out, and we're good. And see, from this point here, you could actually export your textures out, and then bring them back into Substance Painter and create a smart material like these guys down here. And all smart material is just a folder with everything in it. So I mean, it's real simple. I showed you in the previous one how to make your smart material, and it comes in super duper handy, so you can create textures real fast inside Substance Painter. And let's see, let's do a cool little trick here. So one of the new features here, go down to that bottom fill layer there, which is actually the metal color and all that. Right click it, we're going to add a filter to it, and then click on your filter and go to, let's see which one I want, and I think it's finish rough. And it's going to add so much to our, oh, look at that metal now. Isn't that nice? Just that one little filter just totally threw it over the top there. Nice. Okay, so let's do something else here. Let's add a, first we need to add a emissive channel to everything. And then click this little guy here. It should say add layer. Sometimes it's one thing they haven't fixed yet. It throws it in to just like random things, and it drives me bonkers. And it doesn't have an auto scroll neither. Ugh, pain. Sorry guys, hold on. Trying to get this all the way up top. One thing they still need to fix. Okay, so I got him up top here. We're gonna do add fill. I don't know who this fill guy is, but he's really getting on my nerves. No, just kidding. Turn off color, metal, rough, normal, height, and just leave emissive. And let's go ahead and change the emissive color. And let's see, don't want red, we want more of a, more of a burnt orange. Okay, so real quick, let's go ahead and throw him into a group, or a folder, I mean. Throw him into there. And then let's do add mask of color selection. So now we can choose our poison here. Let's pick color, and let's get these nice purple pipes right here. These conduits, or whatever they are. Very cool. And this is where it's going to emit light from, hence the emissive channel. And go ahead and real quick, we're going to fine tune our fill layer here. I'm actually going to add a black mask to that, and then let me see, so add fill, okay, and let's go down. Where's that? Clouds 3. Alright. First, I need to change viewer settings. I'm going to crank the emissive up here so we can see it a little better here. So we got Clouds 3, and I'm going to scale him down quite a bit. This way it adds some variation to the emissive channel. Let's go ahead and add a levels to it to kind of adjust that, fine tune it there. Mess with that midpoint there. There we go. This way it doesn't look like it's rock solid, you know. Yeah. There we go. Pretty cool. Not bad. Took us less than, what, 10 minutes to do that? Okay. So, real quick, go up to your project configuration. And instead of just the polygon, click on Cube 2. This one works the best. I've already tested it out. So Cube 2, and OK. Give it a second. It has to figure everything else out real quick. And voila. Very cool. Real quick high-tech cube there for you. Very nice. So, we've created this pretty awesome little texture on this simple little box. So why don't we give it a very cool render? So let's click this little guy here. It's got a little circle and a box on the inside. It'll say 3D only at the moment. Click and drag down to Render Iray. I've been waiting for Iray to be in here for quite a while. When they told me it was coming a couple months ago, I was just like, oh, I can't wait. Then they slapped it into Substance Painter 2. I was pretty happy when I heard about that. And with Iray, it's an actual ray tracer. So, I mean, it's basically like Keyshot and a couple other rendering programs here. So, real quick, let's see. Let me change get the light reflected on this guy a little bit better. And then we'll fine-tune some of the details here. So let's go into I went to here. Here we go. It's the Mdl Parameters, okay? Let's go to emissive real quick. Let's crank him all the way up. Alright. The height, not 100% sure what that does quite yet. I'm thinking it's more like a bump, normal type generator. But just jack him all the way up. Be nice if it actually did an actual displacement. That would be really cool. But let's see what else. We can activate our post effects. What we want to get to is glare. Turn him on. We can already see a little glare up here. And then our emissive channels will actually emit light too. Just gotta turn it up a little bit. You bring down the threshold, some more stuff is generating a glare. We can change it from that filter cross and put it on bloom. I like the bloom the best. And ramp factor causes it to glow more or less. Then we can, the controls are still the same on adjusting the camera and everything, so you can just rotate this around. Let me angle him up a little bit. There we go. That'll get a little better. There we go. Center him up a little bit. Cool. Alright, so we can change our field of view a bit. We can adjust it down to get a wider angle lens. Oh, messing with focus distance. Not going to mess with that this second. Oh, why not? Let's go ahead. We can mess with, let me get the lights just right. Get to where it's really glistening-y. Wow, that's bright. Pretty cool. Okay, so if you want to start messing with the depth of field, you could do it in the post effects, but iRay has its own, and all you have to do is mess with aperture. And the higher the aperture, more things go out of focus. And then your focus distance, you can actually adjust. You can move it in and out like that, which gets very cumbersome. Or you can do a control and then center mouse button on where you want it to focus. So we'll focus right here. Bam. Quick and easy way to focus. And obviously the higher that aperture, more things go out of focus. But you know, we don't want to get too crazy. It's nice having that background out of focus, but we want a lot of our stuff up front in focus. Very cool. And if you didn't want that background back there, you can go into Dome, and instead of sphere with ground, it's got a couple different options: infinite sphere, sphere, sphere with ground. Sphere with ground looks great, but no, I'm just going to go with clear color. And there you go. It took out the background, but the background's still affecting the textures and everything else. So, and you can even mess with the reflectivity of the ground. So check this out. And it works basically the same way as reflectivity or glossiness or roughness inside Substance Painter. So the lighter the color, the more reflective it will be. So let's start taking it out of black and let's move it up into the white. Where white would just be like almost mirror-like. So I'll bring it all the way up to white, but then you mess with glossiness here, and the lower the glossiness, the less reflectivity on the ground. The higher, the sharper your reflection will become. So if you go all the way up to 1, it's pretty much a mirror. But let's get it down to like, there we go. Zoom back a little bit so you can see that. Very cool. You can also mess with, okay, so you got the clear color. You know, if you want, you can bring it down to like a black. And then you can also, let's see, oh, yeah, we go down to our post effects again. We go down to vignette. And open them up. Everything looks better with a little vignette in it. I don't know why. So for right now, I've just been working strictly off of what the viewport is looking at. That looks nice. So it's been working on the viewport resolution. Let me turn down. Yeah, let's turn down the reflectivity just a little bit. Get it down to about half. Maybe about 75%. There we go. That's a little better. It's a little more realistic there. Still kind of looks like it's on water, but that's okay. I like it. I'm sure you guys do too. Let me reset the... There we go. Reset the focal distance. And as you can see up here, It's only rendering for max time of 10 seconds, so you're only getting like 33 iterations, or samples in this case. To extend that, you can actually raise the time in seconds. So if you do, I don't want to do that much. Let me just do like, just for my test renderings I've just been doing like 180, which is 3 minutes. And as you can see, it's still running. It's going to process it. Everything is going to clean up a little bit more every iteration. Let me turn down. What do I want to turn down? I want to turn down. Where was I? Oh, yeah, aperture. Turn it down. This way everything will sharpen up a little bit there. Get it nice and sharp. So I turned it to 3 minutes there, but you can also come down to override viewport resolution, and whatever you key in here is what it's going to end up rendering for you. So override. So currently it's only doing 1920 by 1200, which is, you know, HD, or close to HD anyways. Yeah, it's a little over HD. But you can set it to what I did in that little example is I did 3000 by, oops, and tab will do a full frame for you if you're curious. That's what I just accidentally did. I always do that. I was hoping tab would just tab me over. No, it doesn't do that. 1000. There we go. So now it is rendering at 3000 by 2000 at max time of 180 seconds. If it gets to 1000 before that time, it will stop, and I guarantee it won't. But even after like 200 samples or iterations, it comes out pretty clean. Of course, it's going to run a little bit slower now since I'm recording, so I'm probably going to just click off of that, so just override viewport. And now it's just going off of the viewport resolution. And as you can see, it's cranking out iterations real fast now. So, and all you would have to do is just hit save render, and then change it to whatever you want. If you do a PNG, it will get rid of the background, but your shadows and reflections and glares, everything will follow along, and then you can put whatever you want behind it. So it's very cool application, and I know you guys will have fun with it. You guys got any questions on the Greebles or how to work it or anything like that, let me know. I'm definitely trying to get together some examples of what you guys have been producing, so I can show that off in my next video. Really want to show it off to everybody, and obviously you guys get all the credit for it. I just want to share. So a little publicity for you, a little publicity for me. So I guess until the next video, you guys have fun greebling, and we will see you next time.